Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show, my special guest is beaming all the way in from New Zealand. But before I introduce her, I just want to let you know that if you are watching this show on YouTube, make sure that you fill out the 30-second quiz that's below this video after you've watched the show so we can find out what's blocking you from success. And of course, if you're watching this on mindbabies.com, you can leave your email after the show so we can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course for free. So please let me introduce you to my special guest today, amazing Emma Mildon. How are you, Emma?
Hi, Natalie. How are you going?
I'm going fabulously well. Now, like I said, you're coming all the way from New Zealand. You are the author of the Soul Searchers Handbook. You're also a regular contributor to Mindbodygreen, with you writing an articles and things there, which is fantastic. And you are what represents the new generation of the transformational leader that is coming through today. So I'm really happy to have you here. And you have a very inspiring story, because I know that for you to get to this point, you actually had to go through a lot of challenges to get here. So well, why don't we start first with your story? Like, how did you get into doing this type of work and get to this point?
Yeah, thanks, Natalie. So I think when I got asked to share my story with the Inspirational Show, I thought it was so important that I share the challenges and obstacles and struggles in order to get here, because I think so many of us are excited to hear the success stories, but they haven't heard the process or the journey. So yes, I am the author of the best-selling book, The Soul Searchers Handbook. Has it been an easy road? No. Would I change that? Definitely not. So I, like many of you, wanted to share my story with the world, and I travelled. I met medicine men, shaman, tea leaf readers and palm readers and Reiki specialists, healers, priests, authors, celebrities, and really tapped into what spiritual life, a life with meaning, how to live well meant for them. And as a result, I ended up writing the Soul Searchers Handbook, which is essentially a book for the next generation of New Age movers and shakers and new thought leaders. Yes, it's a spiritual read, but it's very much like a smorgasbord. You take what you like and you leave the rest. No rules, no right, no wrong. It's all about building your own bespoke, holistic lifestyle, in a sense. But yeah, so I had this book in me. I traveled the world. I was full of hopes and dreams, and then I tried to get it published, and I ended up getting, Nellie, you'd love this, over 300 rejection emails. My inbox essentially is where dreams go to die, and you know, yeah, it was such a process of getting knocked down and standing back up again. And for me, a real test to learn how much I wanted it and why I wanted it.
Yeah. So so I've got to ask, what was the fascination? What was the burning desire? Or was there an event that made you think I really need to write a book like this?
Do you know, it's so weird, and I could say the token a psychic told me, and that would be true as well. But I think it was more an internal knowing. I mean, you know, when you've had that itch, that soul calling, that thing that just won't go away. It's just like that annoying neighbor that just won't shut up. I had that, and it didn't matter how many rejection emails I got. I just knew that it was something I needed to pursue, and I knew I would regret it. I'd regret it one day if I didn't at least try.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look fairly young to me. I'm assuming that you're in your 30s.
Okay. Yeah. The baby face.
Yes. So, but for you to be so tapped in and so aware of such a, like, you know, a yearning like that at your age, I think is amazing. And then to actually take action on it. So is that part of the message of the book, is to, you know, to really, for people that are feeling this, regardless of what age you are, that you should really, you know, follow what that intuition is?
100%. Your intuition is never wrong, and I'm sure we've all been there when we haven't listened to it, and it's pretty much like a roll your eyes and shoot your head emoji. You know, it's just something that is yelling at you. I think sometimes I joke that my spirit guides stand behind me rolling their eyes, because I don't know how many times they even have to tell me, and I don't pick up on the messages, and it's just human nature. I think the book, The Soul Searchers Handbook, and a lot of my blogs especially are all about helping you find tools to listen more and awaken, and become more conscious of every act, movement, attitude, thought, what you focus on in every day of your life, because essentially every day adds up to a lifetime. So you need to be conscious and awake every day if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've traveled the world. So tell me some of the most interesting experiences that you had that were contributing to the book.
Oh, I had all sorts. I did ayahuasca and wasn't very well. I had incredible acupuncture experiences. I've had Reiki crystal healings. I'm actually definitely, and I have to be careful because I said the other day I was a crystal junkie, and that could definitely be misinterpreted.
Oh, yes.
I'm a gemstone junkie. So I just adore crystals. And, I was speaking with some medical professionals, and they personally, they love them, they use them as decor, but they were questioning about their ability to heal or to promote a shift in energy. And I said, you know what? In my opinion, I think placebo or not, if it makes you feel better, if it makes you live your life better, then who cares? Then who actually cares? That's proof enough for me. And I think having a conversation and opening up to all sorts of things that you can explore in your life without the judgment, without the right or wrong, is so empowering, particularly for our next generation. When you think they've grown up with Google and with wisdom at their fingertips, they're able to cut and paste and build their own thoughts and opinions on everything in life, and spirituality is no different for them. So for me, being able to report in for service and offer a book like the Soul Searchers Handbook, tools for them to be able to explore and take what they like and curb the rest, is just such an honor. Because for me, it's not about, the goal was to be a bestseller, but it wasn't to be a bestseller. It was just to be able to get as many books in as many hands as possible. And it's been such a cool journey. And I'm so glad I didn't take that first rejection email and wipe my hands of it, 300 later, and it was all worth it.
I know. So how do you keep going? 300 rejections.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, there were definitely times where my chakra wheels came off and I wasn't all namaste about it. I had two moods. It was either namaste or I'll cut you. I'm a young female. I'm hormonal. I have mood swings. I'm a normal person. I remember having a glass of wine and a block of chocolate and feeling really sorry for myself. But I've always actually come back to, for me, it was coming back to the dream board, the vision board, really being able to plug into who my readers were and why I was doing it and how I was going to get it to them. And it was all more about focusing on the why and the how than the end result. And for me, I think the journey, this is why I wanted to share the journey to my inspiration with you, because it's so easy to share my inspiration, but the journey is what's going to help so many other people that are probably sitting there with their glass of wine and their block of chocolate watching this video. I don't know.
No, and that's the thing. Like, and I don't know if you know much about our story, but it was the same thing. We came over here to the US. We did our launch, and everything went wrong. The email delivery system shut us down, and it closed down for maintenance in the morning. We had our account frozen. We had 3,000 customer support emails on the first day because no one's going to go home. Like, it was insane. Like, everything in our reality was screaming, "This is not going to work." But you're right. When you can be very clear about where it is that you want to be and what service you are being and who you're helping, it just seems to, it takes you from the, oh my God, the wheels are falling off, to, okay, how do I get around this? Because failure is not an option, and there's always more than one solution to every challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do you tell us what you're working on now?
So I'm so lucky to be working with this amazing publishing group called Enliven Books. They're a division of Simon & Schuster. And I'm working on my next book called The Evolution of Goddess. So it's so cool. It was meant to be a read that was more about, like your badass girl read, like these are all the goddesses throughout time and how they can really empower you. But it hasn't been that book at all. It's turned into almost like your journey, your personal spiritual history. You work out your dots, essentially your blueprint to your spiritual evolution. And so we explore your ancestors, to your archetypes, to your alchemy. And And I'm loving, like, I'm learning so much, and then that's when I get excited, because I think, man, if this is blowing my mind, then hopefully it'll blow someone else's. So it's really exciting. It's a lot of work. And again, you know, I still have those moments where I'm like, why am I doing this? But I know it's all worthwhile when you get to hold that book in your hands, or get the email from someone to say, wow, this has been such a huge help for me. So I'm so privileged. Like, I'm constantly pinch myself that all the hard work's paid off. But essentially, you know, I have to be grateful for the fact that I didn't give up, and, you know, that I wanted to live an inspired life.
Yeah. So is there anything that's happened in your life that you think has conditioned you to being this type of person? Like, are you special, or you know, do you find that it was just things that you did that were able to help you keep moving forward?
I think if you ask the people that are close to me if I'm special, they'll say the weird kind of special. I'm definitely quirky.
Yeah. Well, you're from New Zealand, Australia. You know, we can't be too special over there.
Yeah. Here's to that, babe. And but yeah, I think I'm an Aries, so I'm resilient. I'm a millennial, so I'm stubborn, and I hate being told what to do. And I think I stand for every other reader behind me, or with me, alongside me, more importantly, that is coming through, that doesn't like being told what to do, or how to live, or how to be, or what to believe in. You know, who there's rules. Who says? Like, who are you reporting to besides yourself? And I think for me, it's about understanding that you are the CEO of you.com. You take responsibility for yourself. You run yourself. And I think one of the biggest things for me, particularly when I was getting knocked down and being my own worst enemy, because self-talk was amazing at some points, was having that light council around me, people that motivated me and lifted me up. So when you think of a CEO, they appoint the right people for the job, right? Mm-hmm. So I would appoint the cheerleader and the hard coach, you know, the person that was going to straight talk with me, even if I didn't want to hear it. I had, you know, the logical accountant type. I had, you know, the counselor, the therapist, you know, and all these people that I'd go to in life when I needed to get their expertise on me.com, which is essentially my purpose, my drive, my goal, my life, my inspiration. And so I think it's, you know, it's easy for us to have friends like that, but do you have them for your purpose or for your goals?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're so important. And
it's actually important. I mean, the support that we have around us is everything. You know, and you're right. I mean, we have different types of support. You know, there's the support, you know, you've got your friends, but then if you have the right people that can give you the right advice, which is what got us through that launch. We were part of a mastermind group. And so every time something, you know, hit the fan, we had the right people to be able to step in and give us the support that we needed. So, you know, we don't do anything on our own. We always, you know, look at that. So I know that you have, you know, you're on Mindbodygreen and you have a huge following. Can you share any kind of stories of people that you've interacted with that, you know, have really made, you can see that the message that you have and the information that you're sharing has really helped to change their lives for them?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to connect with a lot of people through the Mindbodygreen platform, and was lucky enough to actually because I write spirituality without the sandals and candles woo-woo, it was sort of interesting to be able to kind of create holistic, new age spiritual tools that were a bit more mainstream. And so that has been transformative for me, being able to get emails from people. I started reading the article because I thought it was completely batshit crazy. And now I'm totally going to go and explore feng shui in my house, or aromatherapy to get a better night's sleep, or crystals and feng shui, aromatherapy, meditation to help me lose a lot of my stress in my life. And I think that's the key. I think one of the most important things I want to offer people is there's no right or wrong when it comes to beliefs. And yes, we all have the scriptures or been brought up certain ways for different religions, or parents, my goodness, parents, or you know, culture and conditioning to believe a certain thing, or to believe right or wrong, or even the media might tell us that these people believe in this and they're crazy. You know, I think being able to actually absorb everything we need and then make our own decisions on what's right or wrong for us most importantly, change our mind. You know, I for one change my mind and say, wow, I was wrong about that. I think that's a really good sign of an evolving, a growing person, being, consciousness. So yeah, don't be afraid to open up and to change. I think that's the biggest things I've learned, and I'm still learning. Gosh, I don't know if I'll ever master that.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, personal development and this natural curiosity is a lifelong process, you know. It's a lifelong endeavor. And, you know, and you're right. We all have our programming from our parents, but remember, our parents had parents too. And then they had parents as well. So you know, you can see where we sort of all get it from, but that's all cool. So Emma, like if people want to like connect with you, you know, get their hands on the book, where can we send them to do that?
Yeah, so you can either check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Emma Mildon, or you can come and visit me on my website, emmamildon.com. I answer all my emails personally, so be patient with me. It might take a few days, but I'm literally behind all my social platforms, all my emails. So if you are wanting to connect, I am there, and I look forward to chatting with you.
Awesome. And guys, remember, if you're watching this online, the banner to the side or on the app, the banner underneath will take you straight through to Emma's website from there. So thanks again for joining me, Emma. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. I always enjoy our chats, Natalie.
I know, it's great. So guys, again, remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to take that 30-second quiz so we can figure out what's blocking you from success. And leave your email so we can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course if you're watching it on mindmovies.com. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.